So last year was a really strong year for us, our best year since 2012. That being said, it's still very early in the journey. First thing we needed to do was address our issues, recognize our issues, make some changes, and I think we've got a great leadership team in place, starting with Andreas as our team principal. He's done an outstanding job in a very short period of time, but we're coming from quite a deficit to where we want to get to. So I think it's early in the journey, but good progress. Really pleased with the team he's put in place and the structure. Drivers did an outstanding job this year, or I should say last year, and brought a lot of energy to the garage, so it feels good to be racing again. McLaren feels like we're a team on the move, but still a long way to go to close the gap to where we want to be. I think the Netflix has been outstanding. We're very focused on our fans. At the end of the day, that's what makes McLaren survive and Formula One thrive is a great, healthy fan base. I'm a fan of the sport, and I think what Netflix did is they exposed the fascinating part of the sport, what happens off the track that fans have not really ever seen before. And so I've had many people around the world say that they hadn't been a Formula One fan. They are now. Now they have great insight into the drivers and the politics and the kind of the business. It's a bit of a soap opera at times. So I think Netflix has done an outstanding job and helped bring in new fans. Yeah, so I think America is a very important market for everyone, for Formula One as a sport, for McLaren, our automotive business. It's its biggest market. We have a massive fan base there. The majority of our partners, North America, is very important. So it ticks the box of importance for many people in the ecosystem of Formula One and McLaren. I think things like the Netflix, the U.S. fan, is used to having a lot of access in sport. And I think that's something that with the new owners of Formula One, there's been a real focus on it. I think we need to keep doing what we're doing. I'd like to think McLaren's leading the way where everything we do, we think about the fan first, whether it's our car unveiling or our drivers interacting in race weekends or how we activate with our sponsor partners. So giving them access, letting them touch and feel McLaren and Formula One, I think is what the U.S. fan base wants and will continue to do. Yeah, I think sustainability is critically important for everyone, regardless of what industry you're in. And I think it's a journey that's never going to end. We were the first team to win an award from the FIA in 2011. We've been carbon neutral ever since. Our beautiful facility here, everything has a purpose in mind for sustainability. And, I do think the sport, if you look at things like our engines and the hybrid, the thermal efficiency's unbelievable, and we haven't done a good enough job of talking about that. So I think we're doing a better job than we get credit for. That being said, I think there's a lot of areas in which we can still improve. We as McLaren are going to play our part, and then of course do anything we can to help Formula One reach their goals. I think it's very, very important. I think the 20 car is not radically different from the 19, and then we're all starting to get focused on 21, so I think the grid won't look radically different from what we've seen this past season. We have lots of areas in which we can still improve: reliability, ultimately pace, pit stops. We were very good at launches this year, so I think what we need to do is just keep incrementally improving, try and close the gap. But I think coming from where we've been in the big leap we made last year, I think we need to keep our feet on the ground, that it's going to take us a little bit more time to get to ultimately where we're fighting with the big three.